Racing to the Kentucky Derby 2020 and the Triple Crown Trail. This time we're at Los Ale for the Grade 2 Los Ale Futurity, and this has been downgraded for 2019 from a Grade 1. It is a small field, 4 horses, and the quality is okay. The disappointing non-entrant is Honor AP, so we'll have to find out why he did not enter this race. From his workout pattern, it looked like he was targeting this race at one point. Of course, he had the big 8-length maiden victory at Santa Anita earlier this fall. Let's take a look at the 4-horse field, starting with the Breeders' Cup Juvenile runner-up. That's Annie Dior. He draws the rail here in the Los Ale Futurity. And the Breeders' Cup Juvenile is a very strange race. Of course, the big favorite, Dennis Moment, broke out of the gate slow. He never got involved in the race. 8 rings, the second favorite. He misfired halfway down the backstretch, and then a long shot, Storm the Court, basically got an uncontested lead. Nobody made a mid-race move except for Annie Dior, who made a huge move going into the turn, and it looked like halfway down the stretch that Annie Dior actually was going to win the race, and Storm the Court kind of just bravely fought on the lead, and Annie Dior had to settle for a runner-up finish, a head loss in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. It was his first race on the dirt. Now, the dirt that day was very slow, and it was at the end of a long day, and both the Juvenile and the Juvenile Fillies races were run slow, and it just seemed like a demanding race with all the horses getting tired. So we're still not sure what type of surface he ran on that day. He opened up with an 8-length victory on the turf at Golden Gate. Annie Dior is certainly one you have to consider here. Juan Hernandez stays in the saddle. JJ has rode him both times in both his races. Meanwhile, Wrecking Crew is third behind Storm the Court and Annie Dior in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He's got 4 lifetime races. He ran second in the Grade 1 Del Mar Futurity. He's another horse that in his last 3 races, he's been in the stalking position. He may inherit the lead here because there is not a lot of speed, and inheriting the lead and taking the lead into the stretch off slow fractions, it could end up being a slow, fast pace where we go slow early and then they sprint home, and then the fastest sprinter on the lead may win. So Wrecking Crew, who does have a 6-furlong victory, and in that race, he opened up by 3 lengths at the 3rd call. So he's got some speed. It's just been a while since he's shown it, and he was purchased for $875,000, meaning he must have shown a little bit of giddy up in the mornings at the Fasig-Tipton Mart sale earlier this year. Meanwhile, 1,000 Words, most likely to go favorite, trained by Bob Baffert. Baffert sends out 2 of the 4 horses here. 1,000 Words opened up with a half-length win, and he was 6-5 that day at Santa Anita and was in hand the whole race. An impressive victory in his debut, was never really used, established position early, and then came 3 wide into the stretch and really never being asked, pulled away late, and the gallop out was strong. He finished a good 4 or 5 lengths, a few strides after the wire over the rest of the field. So 1,000 Words, he is definitely probably going to be favored in here unless Annie Dior goes favored. Meanwhile, the outsider, High Velocity, 2 for 2 out of the 4-hole. He's a quality road son, $350,000 purchase. And High Velocity already has the Bob Hope Stakes, a Grade 3 victory on his resume. Opened up his career at 5.5 furlongs in 58 flat. So he's another one. He may have speed. Again, he inherited the lead in the Bob Hope. He could be sent on the engine here. And High Velocity is the type of horse. He's good right now. He's got speed, and he may just go wire to wire in this field. My top selection in the race is going to be High Velocity. I think he owns a pace edge. I'm not sure he's the better long-term horse. I think 1,000 Words could be a better long-term prospect. Wrecking Crew has a chance if he wants to go to the lead. And Annie Dior, I guess you could... I just think the trip is going to work against him, but he does draw the rail, so you never know. Sometimes just as much trouble can happen in a 4-horse field as an 8-horse field. So you never really can envision how a horse is going to get a trip. I do anticipate slow fractions. I do anticipate High Velocity on the lead with Drayden Van Dyke, and it's just a matter if they go slow early, they should be able to go fast late. So the speed figure out of this race, I'm probably not going to take too much of a look at, and really it's a hard race to gauge the overall talent of these horses. Too bad, it used to be a Grade 1 race. It also used to have a lot higher purse, and many horses out of the Los Ale Futurity have done well on the Triple Crown Trail. That's a look at the Grade 2 LaSalle Futurity. Remember, hit subscribe or ring that bell for notifications. We're going to lead you all the way through the 2020 Triple Crown and the 2020 Kentucky Derby. Who do you like in the LaSalle Futurity? Leave a note below and hit subscribe. And we'll also have a preview coming up of the Rimpson Stakes and the Demoiselle Stakes from Aqueduct this weekend as we lead you into a fall racing weekend.